What's up, everybody? Did I keep you in suspense, wondering if it's actually going to start or not? I'm Justin, one of the co-founders here at SiteSwan, and thanks for hanging around for 3 minutes because we are having a pretty intense Ask Me Anything session today where a bunch of you have asked questions ahead of time, and we have so many to go through. Real quick, let's start in the questions tab. It's a little circle with a question mark inside of it, bottom right. That's how you're going to communicate with me and my moderators today, of which I have, I think, at least two, maybe three. I'm not even sure. And I would like you all to just say hello and more specifically, give me a win. Give me something positive that's happened since the last time you've done one of these, or if it's the very first time you're joining me for one of these, I would love to hear any win that you have about anything positive that's happened since you started with SiteSwan. If you're not brand new, like a lot of you, it seems are, I can count at least 10 of you here who are not brand new. I want to hear one positive thing, one win, whether it's a new lead, a new opportunity, a new sale would be awesome, a new connection you made, something you learned about the platform, anything, everything. I want to hear it so we can share it with everyone else who's here. Anything you post, by the way, can only be seen by myself and my moderators. So that means that you can say whatever you like and don't worry about it reaching everybody. We'll respect your privacy, name, likeness, etc. Okay? Okay. So Joe is up first, and Joe had first live demo with a potential client. That's awesome, Joe. I cannot wait to hear what happened. Because remember, guys, when you're doing a live demo with someone, that is your opportunity to close the deal. You should be asking for the sale at the end of a live demo where you're presenting the website to the client. If you guys don't know about this, check it out in the resources section of your dashboard. You're going to go to lesson number 9, which is how to present the website demo to a prospect. And we clearly outlined the fact you should be asking for the sale during that call. Next up on the wins, Dave has sold his first site. Literally day 14. Yes, that's awesome, dude. And have a demo set up for Monday. Cool. Dave, what kind of business did you sell the site to? And who do you have lined up for Monday? That's awesome news. Mike had okay. Mike's coming to the table again with multiple wins. Mike does not mess around. When he comes in with a win, he's like, I got multiple. So today, it's only been a week. Mike's got 2 wins. One, had a demo call on Wednesday with the owners of a retirement community. Earned this from his silo pages on his site. Said they get back to him in the next couple of days. He thinks they're going to go with him since he can do everything they were asking for. Awesome. Retirement communities are huge. 2, spoke to a plumber in California 1 hour ago, and he's going to get back to you. That's so cool. You know, it's really nice to be able to get leads from across the country. It just shows that you are doing a really good job. Dave is confirming his first client is his house cleaner. Guys, I cannot tell you how many folks that have been, providing personal services at my home or just whatever, barbers, salons, etc., who you can sell websites to. Dave sold to his house cleaner. I've done that twice, as a matter of fact. And I only work with businesses who are who are good candidates for a new website now. That's like my one. I need a garage repair person. I am only calling businesses that need or could use a new website. And Dave has an opportunity lined up at a nail salon for next week. That's awesome. Congratulations. Kelsey says, I'm brand new, already made a sale. Whoa. And made my first site and haven't even finished the training. Well, that's amazing, Kelsey. Congratulations on that. Wish you the best. Kevin says, hey, I took payments on 4 websites this week. What? 4 websites this week. He said, I've been working on them for several weeks and we finally closed on them. 2 churches, 1 nonprofit, and 1 business. Brianna's chiming in. He's her star student. That is so awesome. Kevin, congratulations. Tammy, what's up, Tammy? Tammy, almost 2 years here. And she says her last 4 months has received 6 new customers that found her organically. That's when things start to kick in organically. I want to set the record straight for everyone, okay? Tammy's been with us for 2 years, had her site set up for 2 years. I do not want you to think that week 2 of you having a web design business, you're going to start getting organic leads through your website. It's not going to happen. Get it out of your head. You got to put in the work. Tammy hasn't started getting organic leads through her sites, I think, until, I don't know, I want to say 8 months in or something like that. That's when the organic starts to kick in, maybe. Do not count on that. You have to go out there and ask for the sale, go approach people, just like Dave is doing, reached out to his house cleaner, got the site sold. Those are the efforts you have to be making in the beginning. That is where you need to focus your time and effort. Monica just got her business cards in the mail. Oh, cool. 2 weeks in, has a demo for a restaurant today. Ooh, remember, lesson number 9, how to present the website demo to a prospect. Please watch this one last time before you do the demo, Monica. It's critical. William's still working through the training materials and is curious about how best to reach the decision maker when making contact with a prospect. I'd be more than happy to go over that with you. Just folks, my moderators, please put that in the chat so I can remember to do that. And Joe said, I shared my web design business with one of my voiceover actor friends. Oh, cool. I'm also a voice actor. That's awesome. I've always wanted to do that, Joe. I've always wanted to do that. Can you get me into it? And I'm just kidding. I do have there's like 3 jobs I've always wanted to have, and maybe not permanently, but for a period of time. I wanted to be a New York City taxi cab driver. Okay. I wanted to be a voice actor, and I wanted to be a basketball coach. Those are 3 things I really, really want to do. I've done assistant coach for my kids' league this past fall, which was awesome. I've never driven a New York City taxi cab. Although when I do go to New York City, I drive like I'm a taxi cab driver, but that's a different story. And I definitely would love to dabble in voiceover acting. And also, Joe says his second one, he's got a lawyer to sign up for the monthly, but I will still manage their site in WordPress. Oh, boo, WordPress. That's okay. Look, once you get to like 2 or 3 months in, and then you realize it's a pain in the butt, you might decide just to switch them over to SiteSwan anyway without telling them. And then later be like, hey, so by the way, I've upgraded your site and I've taken you off that WordPress platform and put you on something that's much more reliable, easier for me to use, and you're going to get more value from me now because of the fact that I can make edits faster and use the platform more reliably. So that might be something you want to do and lock them into your platform. Just an idea. Oh, Joe's complimenting me. I could be a good voice actor. Thank you. And I could do voices too. I don't know how important that is, but I can do some voices, and I'm not going to do them now for you. All right, let's jump in. So today we've got a bunch of questions from people who have submitted questions ahead of time. I want to start there. I'm going to circle back to everyone who's currently here, who wants their questions answered. Are you ready? I'll take it as a yes. Here we go. First question is from Amy. Amy says, will you be implementing AI into SiteSwan? Yes, Amy, we will. If there's something in particular you want to see or know or be interested in, then please submit a ticket and let us know. We take all feature requests via our support platform, which is available from the top of your dashboard. Go to support, go to help center, and then over here, you're going to see an option to submit a ticket, submit a request. This is how you communicate any and all feature requests to us. We have a bunch of things in the works, but if there's something particular you want to see, please let us know. We discuss it every week. Matter of fact, we just discussed it this morning. Linton says, I've noticed that some homepage designs, and I'm assuming he means our theme designs, label the main text as H2 with a paragraph. Where should the H1 be placed on a website for best practice? So Linton has a couple different philosophies on this, but generally we tend to gravitate to only including H1 tags in the business name. That is one of the better things to use for the H1 tag. For those of you who don't know anything about H1, H2 tags, we do have an article on this, and I'll just type in H1, which should be a pretty reliable way to get some search results here. How to use heading tags will give you a clear definition of exactly the value associated with H1, H2, H3, etc. So Linton, if you're watching this, I would definitely recommend take a look at this article to help you explain, understand the intricacies of H1 or H tags in general. Okay. Jeff is talking about a prospecting tool, and Jeff's got some beef with this. So Jeff is noting that when you do a search, I'm just gonna do like a search for like shoe repair. It's one of our cool new themes that we got that are awesome. And when you do this search, what's going to happen is that you get a list of results and we break it into multiple pages. Okay. I think it's 20 or 30 per page. So now, oh my God, look at this opportunity, guys. This is a gold mine. Whoa. No one's got websites. Whoo. Wow. All right. Have at it. I know Mike is right now just like jotting it down, like calling people like while we're on this thing right now. All right, so listen, I don't have the ability, Jeff, to expand the options for you. I don't have the ability to do some of the things you're asking, like download the entire list of results at once, give you 17 pages of results, etc. Here's the deal. We have data partners that provide us this information, okay? And they limit us very much on what we can produce for you. It's part of the cost associated with being able to get you this data is that there are limitations on it. So I can only, this is the most businesses I can display for you at one time. You can go to the next page and see the rest of them. Okay. I can't do anything about this at the moment. I understand you'd want to get like a whole list of like 500 people, but here's the thing, Jeff. This is a little atypical, right? To see this many businesses with no website where you'd want to download this entire list times a million. But the truth is that for most industries that I search, well, probably 50% of them, you're going to have like a 40-60 break or a 50-50 break or a 70-30 break where you'll be kind of like plucking the ones that you want to approach from the list and popping them into your CRM. So for that that's one of the things that I guess might make you feel a little better. But that is so there are limitations here. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. But he also does list some nice to haves, Jeff. And Jeff says the ability to select which rows to download because you come back and delete the rows you don't want after the download. Yeah, I know. If we develop like some sort of like CRM, I'm actually kind of curious about that, guys. Like we have this CRM tool that's built that you have available from the resources section of your dashboard. It's right over. Let me find it for you. Right over here. If you haven't checked this out yet, I strongly, strongly recommend you do because it allows you to be able to, by the way, don't request access to this. It doesn't work. Okay. You have to go file, make a copy. You got to be signed in. You could sign in as any Gmail account, any Google account, doesn't make a difference. Sign in with anything and then go file, make a copy. Then it becomes yours. You cannot edit this document the way it is. Don't ask to share it. It won't work. But this is a great way to basically copy and paste some of the data from the prospecting tool into here. And it works very, very well. So that is the way I recommend doing it. But if you have this kind of like burning desire to turn the local prospecting tool into some sort of CRM, and you can envision how a CRM might be able to really, really help you in your dashboard based off of the local prospecting tool, type in CRM. I'm just kind of curious if that's something that's ran through a lot of your heads. If it's never occurred to you and you're like, I don't know, take it or leave it, don't say anything. But if you're like, yes, yes, that's what I've always been craving, type in CRM as a question and we will log those at the end. All right. What else? What else? What else? That was all from Jeff. So Jeff had a lot of questions about local prospecting tool, and that's that. Michael is asking some questions. Michael's focused primarily on the domain name pointing situation. So if Michael is here, I want to try and help you the best I can because he's having trouble with getting the domain name pointed properly. And for some of you who've gone through this, oh, Mike got it fixed. All right, we're calling off the forces then. No, we no need to go over the domain name. If someone else has a domain name question, please ask it. But for right now, Michael's got his question resolved. Everything's all good to go. Tina is saying, is there a way to have a gallery of photos? Yes, I'm listening. I have a client who hates all the options. I don't know what that means. They don't like how the photos do not enlarge enough to zoom in when in a gallery. So you do have gallery features. I wish I could answer this better for you, Tina, because I don't know what you're up against. Tina, if you're here and there's a particular client who is dealing with this and you want to post their link and you're okay with everyone seeing it, please do that. If not, I would recommend submitting a ticket so that we can really dig into exactly what might be going on with your particular client site, and we can hopefully resolve it. So if you want to do that, please do, and we will get to it. Tammy says, if a customer wants to change their theme, do I have to ask for the payment information again? So Tammy, let's talk about this, okay? Tammy is talking about themes, and themes. So, okay, Tim, you might need to walk me through this a little bit because when I hear themes, I think they want a site redesigned. Okay. So when I hear that, you might want to just, you can't change because, okay, so we call these themes. All right. and you cannot go from one theme to another on the same site. If that's what you're looking to do, that's not possible. So Tammy's probably saying, oh, you got this, whatever, this updated, nicer version of a particular industry that I would like to use that design for instead of my current design. Is that what you're talking about? Tammy is here, so she's going to probably tell me yes. Let's find out. Yes. Okay. So if that's the case, here's what you're going to do. You're going to build the new site, okay, using the new theme. Get it all looking the way you want it to. And then to actually move, so you can move the billing for any site to a different site. You do not need to ask them for their payment information again. I'll show you how to do that. From the site settings screen, for anyone who is logged, who has got a active subscription, okay, you're going to click on their name or go to site settings, and you are going to be able to view the subscription and then transfer the subscription, okay? So you will actually move the subscription for this particular site to any other site in your account, any other site. So just make sure you name them properly so that you will know you're pointing or moving the subscription to the proper site. And by the way, when you're going to quote unquote officially launch the new site, all that you have to do is go to the demo URL, okay? And then you're going to go to the settings screen, go to domain name, and you are going to take this and delete it or actually cut it. So, edit, cut. All right. You're going to remove it and then save it. Once you do this, now immediately go to the new site that you're trying to launch with that domain name. Go back to the settings screen, go back to domain name and paste in the domain name on the new site. Save. You will have to do nothing else to launch this site. You're talking about seconds of downtime in order to do this. So that's going to be your method, your order of operations, is that you are going to delete the domain name from the old site, save it, add it to the new site, save it, and then, well, you could transfer the subscription before or after that. It's up to you. I would probably prefer to do it after, this way I know everything's all good to go. And then that's how you do it. So that answers Tammy's question. Back on Tina. Tina says, I think I was not specific enough. My client hates the way the photos are opening in the gallery option and wants the photos to open larger for the gallery. She's showing us the site, so let's go visit it. Here is Tina's site. And on this site, let's find the photo gallery. This might be it. Nope. This is it. Nope. This is it. Okay, so especially when you have these portrait style images, it's really difficult to be able to go any larger than this because look at this. I mean, this photo is currently taking up almost the entire height of my browser screen. So what's going to happen, I'm too big. Is that the problem right now? I shouldn't be. Let me fix this. I don't know if that fixed it or not, Joe, but maybe you have controls to do that. I don't know. But you should definitely be seeing my screen more than me. You do not need to see me. So what's happening here, Tina, is that because the portrait images are almost the whole height of my browser, when I go to enlarge it, I gain very little from that. So perhaps this is what's happening. I'll tell you where else this could be an issue, Tina. On mobile, same thing might be happening, especially because your mobile device is portrait to begin with. So before you even click on it, it's going to be kind of already pretty big size. So if you have some screenshots, perhaps it's a different browser size, or maybe it is mobile and it's a different mobile device than what I'm envisioning. If you are experiencing something that's not what I'm showing you, please submit a ticket with those screenshots. This way we can better understand and hopefully come to a resolution. But this behavior right now is exactly how it's intended to work. It's intended to show you more of the photo within the frame of your browser that's currently opened. Okay? Okay. On to Elise's question. Elise is saying, do the demo sites count against our available site allowance? Yes, they do. So you can have a maximum. So I don't know what plan you're on, but if you're on the 20 site plan, for example, you can have a maximum of 20 sites in your account, regardless if they're live or not. It's a good habit to keep your account clean. So that means that if you're going to present a site to someone and you don't get a yes from them that day, or I would give it maybe a couple of days after that, go ahead and delete the site and make room for another site, especially if you're working up toward your limit of 20 sites. But you could always upgrade your account and get more sites if that's the case. There should be no sites lingering in your account for weeks. Okay, that should not be the case. And by the way, if you do delete a site, we do keep it in like a recycling bin, so to speak, for like I think 7 or 10 days. So you could retrieve it from there if you need to after deleting it. And when it's in that recycling bin, it does not count toward your site maximum. Dwight says, I'd like the ability to add a photo when we use the event feature, since most clients prefer to include or show their flyers. Yes, Dwight, we have a couple of ideas for completely re-envisioning the entire event post feature. It's one of our least used post types, but I understand how it can be super helpful to a lot of businesses. So at this point in time, I don't have anything for you that's ready to release like tomorrow, but we are taking images as one of the main things that we're going to be incorporating into the event redesign. Brett is saying, how does the handoff work? When you complete the customer's website, during my years working with other platforms, the customer owned the site and renewed it on a yearly basis. But now on the SiteSwan platform, do we just keep the site and the customer relies on us instead of moving the site to them? That's exactly what's happening, Brett. You are the service provider, okay? So when you sign a client up, that client site remains in your SiteSwan account. Remember, it's a white label platform, and you are giving your website clients the ability um, to have a fully functional, fully maintained site that's supported by you, and they do not have any sort of dashboard login to SiteSwan by any means. So when you sell a client site, it's really just turning it live and they start paying you. Simple as that. You're not transferring anything to them or setting them up with anything, unless you're going to set them up with login access so they can edit their site, which I always recommend not doing initially. Wait until their requests for edits overwhelm you or consume you. And then at that point, if you can't upsell them on a higher level of customer support, then you can grant them access to log in and make changes, with the asterisk that, if they make changes or whoopsies or mistakes, then they might have to pay you to resolve them for them. But yeah, Bert, there was nothing to transfer or set up. You're just going to have them start paying you. Jim says, what is a well-respected white label SEO company and online marketing company? Jim, when I find one, I'll let you know. I'm yet to find one who does what they say they're going to do for a reasonable enough price that I could turn around and sell it to a small business owner. Got nothing for you. Mike has a question about reputation management. And Mike, I totally get what you're saying. And I do agree that for some clients, I'm not going to get into the weeds on this one because there's a couple things that, I'd love to discuss with you separately. But Mike's referring to reputation management. When you're submitting a review, one of his clients was a little confused because a review came through saying, hey, you got a new review, but it wasn't a Google review. And the logic behind that, just so you know, Mike, is that any review that comes through the site is valuable to the business owner, and also it's valuable for social media purposes. So I could take that review and turn it into a great social media post, or just put it on my website myself, or put it into other collateral. Generally speaking, because of the way we have the review platform set up to accept reviews, it's so much easier to leave a review through the review request form than it is on Google or Yelp or anywhere else like Facebook. You have to be logged into those platforms, and you have to be logged in as the right user on those platforms, find the proper link, post the thing. It's a bit much for some people. But what you did show is a good, I think, upgrade, so to speak, of our reputation management platform that could benefit some people and others not so much, because we do want to make sure that people are saying what it is that they are happy about or not happy about when they're initially posting their input. All right, then we got the last question that was submitted ahead of time, came from Wendy, who produced a link for us as well. And she goes, why does a line show sometimes when I do parallax scrolling? Let's take a look. This is we got rid of this problem, but let's take a look. All right, so here's what's happening. So you're using one of our really cool, what we call custom post transitions. And these custom post transitions are basically images lined up with another image that are designed to make it look like there is a seamless transition between one post and another. And they're super sexy and they're way cool. But some browsers have been fighting us for a long time now with this little white line that will appear here, which could be kind of annoying. So if you play with the background color of this post or the post above it, you might be able to resolve it for most situations. But technically, stacking two images that are full width can be a little tricky for most browsers to produce effectively without this thing. So what I would recommend is if these trees were not an absolute must-have, I would recommend transitioning this to a post-transition that we have, or a section divider, excuse me, a section divider that will be less sexy than this, but still be able to be dramatic enough that it will, transition this post to the next one rather nicely. So if you want to know how to do that, let me take you into, let me see if I can log into this site for you and just show you quick without making, but well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pick a different site just because I don't know what's going to happen. So let's take a look at the site. Section dividers are one of the coolest things that we've ever done on our platform. So here's an example of a custom post transition or a custom section divider. I'm going to hide this. I'm going to actually get rid of it. Okay. I'm going to delete it. And I want to show you the difference. So now when I go to edit this post, the first thing I have to do is make sure on my style tab that parallax is turned off. So once I turn off parallax, I'm immediately going to see section divider. And if I click section divider options, you'll see I have all these cool things that I can add to the bottom of my post that will help it transition to the next post. So this is a way for you to add some spice to your client sites to give a little more drama from one post to the next. It doesn't have the trees and whatever the heck was in that one, but it does have something that is going to liven up your client sites. I love using these on pretty much every single site that I build. So that is how you can add some drama without the white lines or any of the heavy lifting. So Tina's a little inquisitive about the reputation management thing I was just talking about with Mike. So let's just go over that real quick. So when your reputation management quick overview is the ability for a business to maintain or manage everything that's being said about them online, especially across Google and Facebook, which are responsible, the two most popular websites for leaving reviews online. And lots of businesses are totally unaware of what's being said about them online. So what we're letting you offer your clients is a two-step or there's two elements to this service. The first is that they can get an email delivery of a reputation management report that encompasses all the reviews that they've left, that's been left about this business. And this can get delivered to the client on a white label setup every single week, day, month, whatever the frequency it is that you want. And you can also see every single review that's ever been left about this business, how they're broken down by star rating, source, all this fun stuff. This report alone is well worth the 99 bucks or so you're going to charge this client every month. The second part of the service is actually a smart review request form. So this form gets added to your client's sites. And what happens is when people select the option to leave a review from the page, depending on what action they take is going to determine what they see next. So more specifically, if I'm in a situation where let's say I had a fantastic experience at this restaurant, okay? And when I go to the site, I'm encouraged to leave a review. I can actually leave a review that is either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stars. And if my internet just crapped out on me, did anyone get ruled out by that Verizon outage the other day? Did that affect anybody else? I did not know what was happening. I'm like, how is it possible that I am not able to receive, make a call, a text, nothing? And it was one of like 6 hours. Holy cow. I'm sure that disrupted some of you guys who are using your cell phones for making calls and stuff. It was nuts. So let's just see why we're not working here. All right, I got to fix that. So what's happening is that the smart review request form is going to basically prompt the user, do you want to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5-star review? And then depending on if they choose 1, 2, or 3, they'll get sent to a place where they can privately communicate with the business owner. And if it's 4 or 5, they'll be prompted to also leave that review on Google and Facebook. So it'll be the user choice. So they can decide, do I want to go to Google? Do I want to go to Facebook? Do I want to go nowhere? Sometimes people are very shy about posting anything public about a business, but they will still leave a private review, which to my point that I made with Mike earlier is that it's a lot less intimidating to fill out a form on a website than it is to go and log into a platform to say something about the business. So, and that goes for both good and bad. So, and the truth is that every business owner wants to hear whatever the client has to say, regardless if it's bad or if it's good, because if it's bad, they want to resolve it, but they prefer if that wasn't public. And if it's good, then of course they would like it to be public, but some people don't like gushing about a business publicly because it's just not something that makes them comfortable. So by being able to capture the review, whatever it is they say, and it's like stream of consciousness, and then we say, okay, now that you've submitted your review to us, would you be so kind as to copy and paste this and put it onto social media for us or onto Google for us? And if they do, fantastic. Now you've got 2 records of that review. And of course, if they say no, then you can always ping them later for it. Or again, still use that review as collateral for your marketing. Okay. Back to the rest of the questions. These are great questions, guys. Let's see. Back at the top, we're going to start with William, who's relatively new. William's going through the training materials, curious about how to best reach the decision maker when making contact with a prospect. So, I just saw your comment, Brianna. How to best reach the decision maker. So, there's a trillion different ways to reach the decision maker. One of the things, well, first of all, if you're calling an industry where you are constantly being faced with gatekeepers, maybe try a different industry because that could take up precious time of yours, especially if it's like your first or your second sale you're trying to close. That could take up precious time of yours as opposed to calling the types of businesses where the owner picks up every time. Okay. So maybe if you're experiencing that time and time again, pick a different industry for now for the 14-day launch plan and then circle back to other industries when you go through the second or third time or whatever. But you could say, hey, I'm calling about a website for your business. Are you the person who makes the decisions on that? It'd be great if you actually knew the business owner's name. You can do a quick Google search sometimes and find that. Go to their Facebook page and find that. And you can then ask for them by name. Oh, what's this in regards to? It's in regards to the new website for your business or the new website for his or her business. So suggestion number 1, focus on businesses you're not faced with a gatekeeper every single time you call. And solution number 2 is focus on the decision. Give them the decision that ultimately you're looking to get feedback on, and they'll immediately identify themselves as someone who is not able to make that decision and defer you to the person who is. Hamida says, will you be implementing the ability to add APIs? So Hamida, I would love to hear exactly what your thoughts are on that and what you're trying to achieve. It's possible that depending on what you tell me, there might be a way to do it without APIs. APIs usually require a lot of coding knowledge, a lot of other things. If there's something you're looking to do, message us here or in support, and we'll be happy to take a look and see if there's a way to do it without APIs, because oftentimes that might be the case. Joe says, can we do drop-down options from the navigation menu to take users to specific areas of the website? So drop-down, yes. Specific areas of the website, yes. Specific pages. But I think you might be asking, Joe, about a feature that we launched not too long ago, which was, let me just show you guys real quick. In case you didn't know this, if I wanted this request a free estimate button to go to the contact page, but more importantly, I want them to go directly to this contact form, okay, I can do that. So back in the home page, I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to edit it. And I'm going to go click edit this button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of it being a page on my site, which is the standard, I'm going to go to section of a page. And when I do this, I can now select which page. So it'll be contact us. And then from there, I can select the section, which would be the email form section, contact us for assistance. So now when I click on this button, it's going to take me directly to that form. So this is something you can do within buttons and links that are on the site. We don't yet have this as an option from the navigation. From the navigation, you are limited to only adding links to pages, and we don't have the ability to yet make it to a section of a page. But I remember just looking at this with my product team last week, and it is something that we agree could be super helpful, especially if you've got a one-page site, which some people are doing, and they want to be able to have each navigation link go down to that section of this page. So for that reason, especially, we are very eager to see if we can find a solution for that so that you and others can benefit from it. Monica is saying, how do we have a discount coupon pop up when entering a site? So a discount coupon pop up. So since these are not e-commerce websites, I don't really hear that request a lot. But if you're looking to have some sort of pop up that's going to grab people's attention, stuff like that, I have probably a few different suggestions for you. And I'll start here in the resources section of your dashboard in the marketplace area. We have a bunch of different services that we recommend you check out if you're looking for hyper specific kind of widgets and things like that. These are all platform agnostic tools for the most part that allows you to just add stuff onto the site. I am almost 100% positive that ElfSite offers this. And these folks are great for little website widgets. We've seen a lot of people have success with this. We've used it ourselves. And a little pop up can appear anywhere. Matter of fact, yeah, that would probably my first suggestion would be that. I'm trying to think anyone else who I'd recommend to you. Um, no, this is going to be my number one suggestion, ElfSite right here. Power does something similar, but I think I like ElfSite a little bit better for this purpose. So if you're looking to have anything that's going to pop up on the screen automatically, that would be the way to go. All right. Dave says, I've submitted a ticket on this, but I don't see a theme for financial planners. Is because too much regulation and compliance requirements? No, Dave, there's really no reason why we don't have a theme for financial planners, because I would argue that it's something that you could definitely benefit from. If there are regulations and compliance requirements, then that would be something that's up to the financial planner themselves to communicate with you about that they would need to have on their site. Usually it's some disclaimers about, past performance, nothing to do with future potential, stuff like that. And that, I don't think financial planners can actually solicit new business the way lawyers can't. So there's some things there. But for the most part, I mean, I've seen a bajillion financial planners with websites, so there's no reason why they can't have one. Um, so if you are looking for a theme that we don't have, you have two options. One, submit a request to us via the support console and wait patiently. We have a lot of theme requests that come through. Option number two is to opt for this service. It's 99 bucks, it takes less than a week, and you'll have a fully functional, beautiful, search optimized, custom theme design ready to go for you. That will be right here, look just like the rest of your themes. And you can immediately put it to use and hopefully pitch and sell a client on. Okay. Monica saying, I'm being asked to do a landing page. Can you give us ideas how to charge and set up the monthly SEO? So I'm assuming the landing page is a part of a client site you've already got. Is this an active paying client that just simply wants a landing page? If that's the case, I've done this for clients many, many times. And all it is just adding a new page to the site. You can call it whatever you want. And then you make sure that the whole purpose of that page is to drive people to the contact form. Sometimes there's two contact forms on the page that are designed to capture people's information. Because a landing page is essentially something that they'll link to from an ad and, and get people to come to that page, tell them a little bit more about what they should expect. They submit their information and they get whatever it is that the ad was promising. Maybe it's an appointment, maybe it's they're just a lead and they get a phone call, whatever. So that's the way that would work. Joe, I want to go back. Joe's not sure he heard the answer to the drop down for navigation menu. Joe, the short answer is I don't have a way for you to link navigation items to a section of a site. I only have the ability to link to a specific page on the site. You can use the buttons to create links to sections of a site, but that is where it stops at the moment. But we have taken your request into consideration and are already putting the pieces together to make that work. Mike is agreeing that having on navigation items that link to a section of a site would be tremendous, because he's got a one-page site for a power washer that he's built, and he agrees that would be awesome to do. Let's see. Joe is asking number of buttons you can have in a section. The number is 2. So Hamida is just clarifying something on the question that she asked, which was regarding implementing APIs, and that's for realtors to add the ability for their buyers to look up active homes from their MLS. So when it comes to realtors, so I would say that most MLSs have the ability to give you a snippet of code as a realtor, give you a snippet of code that will produce a list of all of your listings on a third-party site, so on your website. It's extremely common. I think 90-something% of all MLSs have this feature. The realtor logs in with their login, grabs the code, copy and paste it, gives it to you. You pop it in as an HTML post, and it's got all their listings. So that's kind of like the down and dirty, easy way. What you're describing, to be more specific, usually refers to IDX, which is a very complex API type of data stream that requires a lot of care working with to make it work on a site. We've never gone down that road because generally, if a business owner is so keen on having things like, um, it's almost like creating like a mini Trulio, like a mini whatever those sites are, Zillow. And there's a lot of heavy lifting with that, a lot of data transfers, a lot of things that could go wrong. And we just have never gone down that road because technically, if that's what people are looking for, they might be looking for a much more advanced website solution in other ways as well. That SiteSwan wouldn't be a good solution for them. But if they're looking to just simply have their listings on their site, the MLS embed option works really, really well, a huge percentage of the time. So Mike is getting a little fancy. And Mike's like, hey, why can't you just add an offsite link in the header and enter an anchor link that links to the part of the page that button corresponds to? You absolutely can do that, Mike. But here's what happens when you have an offsite link, it's going to open up in a new tab. So if I wanted to have, just to you guys know what's going on, he's like, hey, just add an offsite link, okay, and then put it in. So this is like, contact form, okay, and then no problem, just put in the page you are going to link to, and then there's actually a way to find the anchor link. It's like a hashtag and then like a post ID number, but that is going to take you onto a new tab, which is not fun. If you're trying to keep people, give them a really good experience, it's best that it just stays on the same tab. So yes, technically it is something you could do, Mike, but it's not perfect, I'll admit, and that's why I didn't recommend it. Okay, Tammy's saying, I create videos from Canva, post to YouTube, and use them for my website headers. Do you see a problem with this legally? Let me think about that. I create videos from Canva, post to YouTube, use them for my website headers. My website headers. Um, Headers? How would you use a video in your header? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you'd refer into like the hero image. It would all depend upon the video source that Canva is giving you and whatever okay, hero image. Yeah. So she basically, what Tammy's saying is she goes, I just go to my hero image. I click edit. I go to style. I remove the image. And then instead I choose the video option and add a video. And I grab a YouTube URL that I posted myself, pop it in here, and presto changeo, I have a cool background video design. So while yes, that could work, I don't know what the terms are that Canva's, your rights to Canva's imagery and videos are, whether you're able to do that or not. So I don't know. Oh, Brian, I am loving your response to Mike here. Create your own header essentially, and then you can have essentially, links that go to different pages, different sections of the page. A columns post, a gallery section could work for that. Yeah, good heads up. Actually, I would prefer columns over gallery because gallery forces an image. Columns does not. So that could work if you do buttons. Now, I'm just going to remind myself of one thing. If I do a text image, if a text link, do I have section on a page? I do. So Brian, do you one better. You can create a custom navigation bar, so to speak, that is a simple text post. And you just spread out the text. And then you can replicate something similar to this, but it would just be below. Okay. Um, or yeah, that'd probably be the best way to do it. A text bar that goes underneath the header area, and you list all your quote unquote pages, your links, and then link each one to a different section of that page. Then it won't open a new tab. It's a hacky approach, but Mike, it can work. Same to you, Joe, if you want to give that a shot. If you have questions about it, submit a support ticket. Brian's got you. All right, what else? Kelsey says, I did a custom site for leadership consulting and it turned out beautiful. My client was over the moon with it. Now it's a new category available. Kelsey, see guys, Kelsey is contributing to the community. Kelsey, you could all say thank you, Kelsey, because she paid for, where is it? The leadership consulting thing, which came out dynamite. This thing came out so cool. So Kelsey was like, yeah, I'll give you my 99 bucks. I want to prioritize this thing. I got an opportunity here. And that's exactly what happened. She was able to turn this into a sale. and now it's actually available to everyone. And Kelsey benefits from all of you, anyone else who buys everyone's thanking you. Everyone who buys themes for themselves, everyone else gets it. So just so you know, Kelsey is a he. I'm so sorry. Kelsey is a he. You can thank him. So what's really cool is that everyone who goes and gets a custom theme design will benefit from not only what they have purchased, but from what everyone else has purchased as well. Like Kelsey Grammer. I got it. I'm an idiot. So you can definitely do that if you want to prioritize something that you want designed. It's super helpful. Okay. All right. What else? What else? Any other final questions here as we are getting close to the everyone's my, my monitor is like, Kelsey's a dude. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. All right. Let's see what else. What else? What else? Questions. Mike goes, I just called all those 23 shoe repair stores you showed earlier, and now I have 23 demos for tomorrow. Thanks, Justin. Shoe repair is apparently a great industry to go after. A great industry. I did a video on this actually last week. And I just thought I was lucky with the area that I chose, but it is a market to approach. And that's the thing, guys, like that we wouldn't know that shoe repair has such a high demand for websites unless you guys tell us. You know, you're out there approaching someone like shoe repair. Ah, shoot, there's no shoe repair theme. Guys, do this. We do it. Next thing you know, holy cow, everyone's got an opportunity to benefit. So you're really contributing to the community when you do buy a theme. Wendy's saying, I noticed the last website theme had 2 buttons in the hero image. Can you add an other button if it's not already in the theme? Of course, Wendy. Anytime you can add multiple buttons to the hero image, that is no problem at all. Like this Slingshot Rentals theme only has 1, the rest all have 2. Just go ahead and add a second one. No problem at all. Yes, Mike, I know cleaning up the image library is something that we have on our list to make sure you can delete more than one image at the same time. Yep, my designer's watching this and is like, yeah, when are you going to get to it already? I know. It's a pain in the butt sometimes. I hear ya. Message received. All right. Just a little update for you all. Let's see what we got going on coming up. So next time we will be getting together is going to be on the 30th of this month, the last weekday of January. And as of right now, we have something special planned. If I can get my you know what together, then we will be able to do this. I'm not going to promise you exactly what the topic is going to be right now because I have some work to do. But put on your calendars, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the 30th. Oh, someone's birthday is on the 30th. And we are going to all get together for that. So regardless of what the topic is, I would love to have you all present. Michael, yes, these are recorded. I think we post these to YouTube. Is that right? I think. Or Vimeo or somewhere. I don't know. You're gonna get a recording of it in your email at the very least. And also, as soon as I click end event, which will be the next 1 minute or 2 minutes here, it'll start from the beginning. So if you did want to catch a segment or whatever, you can do so. All right. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye? Guys, this is Friday afternoon. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all spending time with me and sharing your wins and sharing your successes. This is an excellent, excellent time of the year to be selling websites, as you clearly have demonstrated with all the wins that you shared. We have January is almost half done. You have plenty of time to close a couple more deals before the end of the month. If you have not started your 14-day launch plan, what the heck are you waiting for? Let's go. Let's do this. You have 14 days left in the month. Let's do 1 per day. Come on, let's work some weekends. Let's make this happen. All right. Everyone who's brand new, thank you so much for being a part of this. I can't wait to see you next time again on the 30th of January. Mark your calendar, 1 p.m. Eastern. I want to hear a win from you. Come prepared with a win. I want to hear wins from everybody who shows up. I don't care how small it is. I want to hear a win from you. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good luck to you. If you need anything, reach out to us on support. We'll see you all later. Cue the replay.